Hi, it's Ashleigh from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop, and welcome to Fail Friday, the series in which I fix your baking fails, my baking fails, or I tell you how to avoid a fail. And today it's going to be all about icing transfers. I'm going to present a few different ideas that you can use when you're using the same consistency of royal icing. I also have a fail to show you later on in this video, and I have some tips and tricks on how to avoid that. The bag that I am using is a tipless bag, but I am going to be using a different tip later on for a completely separate project, so that's why I am using that attachment piece. I made this template just using some free clip art off of the internet, and I just copy and pasted to create a little template. All of the icing that I'm going to be using today is just left over from past projects, and I just make sure that I always keep it in a sealed container. And the consistency that I'm using is pipe and flood consistency. You'll notice as I pipe, no lines are left behind. In order to maintain the definition of the bow, we put this in the oven or dehydrator at 175 degrees Fahrenheit for approximately 10 minutes or so. You'll know that the surface of the transfers are dry enough to move on to the next step when it's no longer shiny and it's a bit more opaque. Now keep in mind, these parts are not fully dried yet, so you don't want to move them around too much. Now it's time to add on the center of the bow. The amount of times that you're going to place this back into the dehydrator or in your oven is based upon how much definition you want to create with whatever transfers you're making. Now we get to the fail part. So as you can see, there's a bunch of cracking going on here, and I actually did this so that I could show you why this happens. Cracking can happen for a number of reasons. Sometimes it's caused by the shifting motion that happens when you're transferring things in and out. So when you're doing larger transfers, you do want to make sure that you have the least amount of movement as possible. But the more likely reason that you experience cracking is due to the fact that you have an oven temperature that is too high. Not all oven temperatures are super accurate. So if you're noticing that you do have your oven set to 175 degrees Fahrenheit, but you're still experiencing some cracking, go ahead and turn your oven temperature down until things are starting to turn opaque in there and you're no longer experiencing any cracking issues. I also always found that if I didn't let my oven fully preheat, then I would experience more cracking. So now I always make sure to fully preheat my oven and then place the transfers in. Now the best fix for this, once you already have the cracked transfers, is probably just to restart and do them again. But if you don't have the time or you don't want to waste the transfers, you can try to cover it up with more detail. I did a little bit of polka dots here, but I think some more detail would probably do the trick. Now I'm going to show you how the transfer is actually supposed to work out. So I'm using the exact same pipe and flood consistency, and I'm actually making a large cake banner. So this could be put on top of like a little 6-inch cake, or you could put it on the side of a square cake. I would not recommend putting it on the side of a round cake just because it is large and it doesn't bend. So you do want to make sure that whatever you're planning on using it for, you size it out correctly. This is a great tool to use if you don't want to use fondant cutters to create script and you want it all done in icing, but maybe you're just not super confident with your writing skills yet. This is literally tracing, and what the great part about it is that it's all going to turn out the same size every single time. So if you're doing multiple projects that require the same banner, same size, and same style of writing, you can use this technique. I did choose a fairly thick script though, because you do want this to be stable enough to move anywhere that you need it to go. You also want to make sure that the script all connects to each other. So you'll notice that the happy, Valentine's, and day are all touching so that I don't have to individually move each letter onto the cake. We're going to see later on in the video how that one turns out. I'm going to show you one last idea here for a royal icing transfer. Again, we're using the exact same pipe and flood consistency, and all I'm going to do with this one is pipe a bunch of different sized hearts, and then I'm going to show you how to sprinkle them. I know it looks like I'm going a little overboard here with the sprinkles, but I really want to make sure that it's covered on all sides. And after you finish pouring this, all you're going to do is take your parchment, pick it up, and then you're going to place it back into your container. You can treat these exactly like how you treat the ones that don't have any sprinkles, 175 degrees Fahrenheit for approximately 20 minutes to get them fully dried through and through. You could separate out your transfers and then peel them off when you're ready to use them, and you'll know that they're ready to go because they peel off super easily. I am being very delicate with this larger one. So if you have some leftover icing that you're trying to use up, or if you just want to make some things in advance, I hope that some of these tips helped you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can be part of the Sweetie fam. Right now, I'm uploading daily, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Also, be sure to submit your baking fail, and it could be fixed by next Friday. Bye!